Welcome to the greatest podcast not only on Earth but also in the entire universe as voted by the intergalactic unity of human mongoloids. Who do we have in the chat room? Justice Fontana, Genetic Glitch, C. Sean, The O's, Liam, Nipple Twister, okay, Blue Raja, Irie Caveman, Jay Cowsley, Cassidy, and Carcinogen, Wolverine, and more. Trouser Invasion. That's probably my favorite. That's got to be my favorite name I've read today. Trouser Invasion. Much like the Trouser Invasion, I'll be invading your cell phones, iTunes, YouTube, twitch.tv/Ninja Lifestyle, whatever you happen to be viewing or listening to this podcast on today. I appreciate you being here. I'm wildly unprepared for today's podcast. As usual, you would think that I was too hungover or I woke up late, but no. Au contraire, monsieur, I actually woke up with plenty of time to prepare a watchable, listenable, decent American podcast, but instead, I chose to edit Mini Rant Mondays, and when I get in edit mode, time just, you know what, it just disappears. I'm just in a winter wonderland of clicking and cutting and pasting and dragging and color correcting, and I just totally forget what I'm doing. And then I look over at the clock. Oh, shit. It's already fucking 3:56. We got to start the podcast in negative 26 minutes. So today we started a little bit late. We started at 4 p.m., which I usually tell everyone, show up to the podcast, twitch.tv/Ninja Lifestyle, right around 4 p.m. Pacific time, because if you show up then, you'll be showing up right in the middle of the podcast. Usually we start at about 3:30, but instead, we're starting on time, I suppose. So here we are. I don't have very many topics, so feel free, people in the chat, to just go ahead and blurt out decent topics that you guys can think of. I asked this earlier, and someone in the chat room said, why don't you just tell funny stories from your past? And then part of that is, well, then I have to then think of the funny stories and then tell the funny stories. I'm asking what you guys want to hear. I'm pretty sure I can come up with funny stories from my past, but then, as always, I'm just going to be repeating myself for the 100th, 200th, 500th time. It's also easier for me to remember a story if there's some sort of hint on it. Like, hey, Steve, do you have any funny stories about shitting yourself in public? Oh, of course I do. When I was in grade school, we took a field trip to the park. I jumped on this thing. It was like a spring with a duck on top of it where you put your hands on the handlebars and you just wiggle around. I jumped on top of it in all my glory. I stood on it. I didn't sit on it. I stood on it, and I leapt off of this, and the moment I landed in the sand area, shit my fucking pants. Just diarrhea, shit my entire fucking pants. Went to the bathroom, didn't know what to do. As an adult, you know what to do in those situations. You pull out a sock, or you just work really hard trying to clean it. These were uncleanable. I was wearing tighty-whities at the time because I was a tidy little white boy, and the thing about tighty-whities is if you shit diarrhea into them, I've done it several times over the years. Actually, I'm kidding. That was probably the only time I remember doing it. You just pretty much just smush and smear shit all over your butt cheeks. It pretty much just goes everywhere. It'd be like, what would it be like? You know, have you ever just like seen those videos where the people put the condom on their head and then they just go and there's just spit all over their fucking face and condom? Imagine if that, but it was with your butthole. It's grosser. It's weirder. And as a kid, you don't know what to do. I panicked. I didn't know what to do. I wore them all day. No, I'm kidding. Frankie did that, though. Frankie has a story where he wore them all day. What I did was exactly what Sharky Genie said in the chat. I went commando. By the way, Sharky Genie, I did get your care package. I will open it next time I'm streaming in the other room. Or not the next time I'm streaming in the other room, but next time you're present. Because Sharky Genie sends me these weird Mario gifts, and I always open them on stream. In fact, I actually recently got a BJ from one of her gifts on my Mario 64 world record performance. Let's go ahead and start with the news. We don't have very much news for today, so we'll start with something pretty generic. Las Vegas police identify officers involved in downtown Las Vegas shooting. I go downtown all the time, so this article sparked my interest. It's written. Say the word written by Brenda Yam. Las Vegas Metro Police identified 2 officers involved in a deadly officer-involved shooting Wednesday. Police said Officer William Umana and Officer Paul Solomon were involved in the incident, which started as a vehicle pursuit and ended in the area of Ogden Avenue and 18th. I'm actually hanging out there all the time. I walk past Ogden and 4th Street whenever I go downtown. You guys have seen me on these streets all the time. Ogden and 18th Street, though, is somewhat close to where Barrio Bowl and Barrio Bash happens. So we filmed several Barrio Bash videos on the channel. If you want to know what that is, it's a big pool party for skateboarding, like skateboarding in a pool, and then they play punk music, and then there's usually a chopper show, and there's all kind of wild shit going on. There's biker gangs, there's punk rock kids, there's normal skateboarders who mind their own fucking business, and it's a great mash of people. And apparently you could die there if you try to shoot at officers. I imagine this guy shot at officers. I don't know what happened. According to police, officers attempted to stop a suspect vehicle in the area of 29th and Constantine. I don't know where Constantine is. They believe the suspects were involved in a deadly shooting in the 1400 block of Northeastern Avenue near Owens. Okay, so that's also near Barrio Bash. When officers attempted to pull the vehicle over, the driver left at high speed. Police followed the suspect. The suspect opened fire and shot at police several times. Pop, 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 pop. Gunshots were exchanged with police, and the pursuit came to an end at 18th Street and Ogden, where the suspect's vehicle crashed into a wall at Hollingworth Elementary School, which is also right next to Barrio Bash. One suspect was arrested and taken to UMC for treatment, police said. Another suspect, identified by the Clark County Coroner's Office as Fidel Miranda, died at the scene. Umana, 37, has been employed with the department since August 2001. Police said Solomon, 46, has been with the department since September 2005. Both officers are assigned to the Tourist Safety Division, Downtown Area Command, the department said. Those guys, when I see those guys, I think they wear the yellow shirts and they ride bicycles, but they still carry guns. Moral of the story is, number 1, don't be involved in a deadly shooting. Okay, you know what? He was involved in a deadly shooting on Northeastern, and then he was then again involved in a deadly shooting where he died. 2 deadly shootings in one day. You're already pretty much, you're really risking it with the old deadly shootings. The thing about having a deadly shooting, especially where both people have guns, is that when you throw in the word deadly, one of you guys is going to die. And I usually give it a 50-50. I guess you could call it a deadly shooting because the 2 groups were shooting at each other, but neither had any gun training, so they all missed each other, and it was only innocent downtown Las Vegas tourists that died. That would also possibly be a deadly shooting. But I wonder if they would call that an accidental shooting. I wonder if you can accidentally try to shoot at a rival gang member and then kill an innocent person. I guess the word would be negligent. It would be a negligent discharge from a, I don't know, from a gang member. How do we even start this? Again, moral of the story, don't shoot at cops. And I guess that's really all I have to say about that. I hang out in this area all the time. Thankfully, I was not there. I got to ask my friend Paul, who owns the house at Barrio Bash. Maybe he was there. Maybe he saw the commotion. I was actually driving my chick to get her car fixed, and they had shut down everything. They had shut down areas of the 95, and I guess they shut down the entire fucking block of Eastern for this shooting, which makes sense because whenever you're shooting from a car, it makes sense from, like, the cop's perspective that you should shut down as big of an area as possible, because shooting from a car, especially if you're driving, if you're pulling one of these, you're probably not shooting on target. You're probably shooting everything but what you're attempting to shoot. Liam says, what do I think of the Brendan Schaub and Dana White beef? I think Brendan Schaub is retarded and Dana White is a billionaire. That's what I think. I think Schaub is one of those guys who has this weird narcissism where he always believes that he's right, and even when you explain to him that he's wrong about something, he'll always give you the yeah but still argument. You could tell this guy Like, he could say, oh, the sky is red. And you could go, no, Brendan, the sky is clearly blue. And he would go, oh, I guess just agree to disagree. I call it red. And you could give him fact after fact after fact proving that the sky is, in fact, blue. Or even proving that I am indeed holding a pen. That's not a pen. You could use every fact in the world, and that guy, Brendan Schaub, would still stick to his guns. He would stick to his opinion no matter how wrong he ended up being. So I did see a little bit about that beef. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you can Google search it, Brendan Schaub versus Dana White. They're beefing on, I think, Twitter and Instagram. Whatever. Next news article. Thunderstorms. Oh my God, they're fucking up the plane rides. You can't fly in or out of Las Vegas. Flash floods. I got a flash flood warning today. The thing about Las Vegas is it's called a valley because it literally is a valley. If I drive 10 miles that way, or if I drive 10 miles that way, or if I drive 10 miles that way, or 10 miles that way, no matter what direction I drive 10 miles in, I'm going to be significantly higher up as far as like sea level. So when it rains, all the water flows down into Las Vegas, and the flash floods are real. I don't think we've had that much rain lately, but I remember as a kid we had some really bad ones. They have like helicopters rescuing people who are on top of their cars and people getting swept away, which is also funny because I don't think a flash flood could kill me, but it kills so many people that maybe that's just me just having an ego. But I think I'd have a really hard time dying in a flash flood in Las Vegas. I think if it was a flash flood in the woods where there's trees and shit in the water, like a giant tree trunk is floating down and I get wedged against one tree and then the tree trunk comes and snaps my fucking vertebrae, yeah, I'm sure I could die in that sort of flash flood. Or if I'm in a flash flood and I'm on this rocky terrain where the water's only 2 feet deep, but it's really powerful, and I'm just getting fucking thrashed on the rocks and shit, and I hit my head, I go unconscious, and then I drown. Sure, that could happen. But in Las Vegas, the water's pretty high, the roads are pretty flat. The only way I could see myself dying is if I got sucked into one of the drains. And although the drains are big enough for you to, be in, I used to skateboard in these drains all the time, there are areas of the drain where they're blocked off with, like, a bird cage. Think of like jail cell. So that keeps people from wandering in. But sometimes they'll open one and keep one closed. So if I just wandered into this tunnel, and let's say it's a 1/4 mile tunnel. There's one at Bunker Skate Park. I got sucked into this tunnel. I'm fucking flying down. And then I fucking end up stuck against this fucking grate. Right? Now I'm stuck. Water's bashing me. And then every little piece of debris is going to bash into me, and then eventually I'm going to die, which I'm sure homeless people die down there all the time. But let's read the article. Thunderstorms, rain, showers pour into Las Vegas Valley. Written by Sam Argier and Brenda Yam and Eric Hilt. Oh, a 3-person article. Okay, let's see if we can find any spelling mistakes here. Thunderstorms and rain showers hit the Las Vegas Valley Thursday, causing roadway closures and flight delays. Thunderstorms have popped up over the mountains, and there was plenty of moisture and energy to bring storms over the valley. The storms are heat-driven, so storms popped up quickly in the afternoon. I can definitely attest to that because I was telling Lily we got this alert on the TV. It stopped. We had to stop watching Deadliest Catch or whatever the fuck we might have been watching, South Park or something. We had to stop watching that, and it makes this noise. RIP headphone users. It makes that noise, and then it gives you this weird message. The Clark County, has issued a flash flood warning in the following counties, Clark, and will be in effect until 9/12 Pacific time. So they do that shit all the time. And Lily looked outside. She's like, dude, no way. There's no way it's going to rain. There's not going to be no flash floods. And I was listening to the areas of Las Vegas where they were saying we were going to get hit. And I was like, oh, no, we're definitely getting fucking hit, dude. If all these places are going to get hit, we're going to get hit. And we ended up going downtown. We got poured on. Got my fucking T-shirt soaked. Here's one thing I'm really afraid of. And maybe I should not be afraid of this, but I always am. Whenever it's raining and I don't have shit above me, I'm deathly afraid of getting struck by lightning. Because number one, what if no one's there to see it? What if no one sees me get struck? then I'm going to be fucked. I'm just going to be there unconscious, fucking wondering what the hell happened on the ground, not knowing what the fuck's going on. Also, if I get struck by lightning, it's probably going to fuck up my brain a little bit. What if I forget how to kickflip because I got struck by lightning? Also, getting struck by lightning is one of those situations where it's like, I mean, it's only like a 1 in a million chance. Well, fuck that. You know how bad my luck is? Have you ever seen me play blackjack? I could literally get 5 21s in a row, and I'm still going to lose every hand. So when it comes to lightning, oh, I certainly don't feel lucky. Not one motherfucking bit. I'm dead, no matter what. Oh, I can hear the wind right now. Something's going on outside. Oh, shit. I fucking jinxed it. Speaking of luck, I'm probably going to lose power. Podcast is going to be ended prematurely. And we're all going to be fucked. Just because of me. Just because I start to be like, oh, maybe something good will happen. Maybe something good will happen today, but Clive, I don't know. A flash flood watch was in effect for the areas surrounding the Las Vegas Valley, including the local mountains, Pahrump, Lincoln County, Mojave County, which means conditions were favorable for flash flooding with the potential for storms to drop up to 3 inches of rain per hour. Here's the thing about Las Vegas. It does not take much rain to cause flash flooding here. Not that flash flooding affects me. I already told you guys, I'm invincible. I don't give a fuck. But it does affect where I'm able to drive and how fast I'm able to get there. Even though Las Vegas was not included in the watch, there was a potential for some heavy thunderstorms that led to localized flash flooding. The chance is greater in areas listed in the watch area. So yeah. Anyways, they stopped fucking planes. I got rained on. Big fucking deal. Yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to cry about it for too much longer. You guys know the deal. It got rained on. You guys ready for trivia? Fuck this news bullshit. You guys ready to win some fucking free? Not Amskater. It'd be similar to this sticker, but it would say Ninja Lifestyle on it. I don't know where my demo. Oh, here it is. Hello. Ninja Lifestyle stickers. Free if you can answer this trivia question first. Give me a hell yeah in the chat. This trivia question is regarding the skate video Menik Madi by S Footwear, released in 2001. All you have to do to win a free sticker pack, if you live in the United States, is name 3 skateboarders in S Menik Madi and use their full names. The S skateboarding team was assembled from some of the world's finest skating talent, and appropriately enough, they've taken that talent around the globe. Amazing skate fans with spectacular shows as far afield as England, Finland, Brazil, and Thailand. Menik Madi is a documentary which takes a look at the 7 skaters who make up the S team. Eric Costin, Rick McCrank, and Arto Sari. VL Scoot is the winner of a brand new free Ninja Lifestyle sticker pack. We got a real skateboarder on our hands, boys. Arto Sari, Rodrigo TX, Tom Penny, Rick McCrank, Bob Burnquist, Eric Costin, and Paul Rodriguez. I would have also accepted Ronnie Krieger. I have no idea why they did not mention him among those guys. But, hey, that's life. So, VL Scoot. Oh, VL Scoot actually runs the skateboard channel, VL Skate. Also, VL Scoot has a Twitch gaming channel, I believe, where he plays Backwards Mario World. Me and him are battling for the 3rd place mark. So if you guys want to go ahead and follow him, feel free. VL Scoot, hit me up on Facebook. Send me a message with your information, and I'll get you a free sticker pack. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on in skateboarding. King of the Road. I've told you guys thousands of times over the past 5 years that King of the Road was going to get gayer and gayer and gayer and gayer. And again, just like dozens, hundreds, thousands of times, I have been proven correct via psychic abilities. This week on King of the Road, 2 men got married. Now, I know they're just making jokes, they're not actually gay or whatever, because last year it was all about peeing on your friends and touching your friend's dick and fucking being handcuffed to your friend. This year they're actually getting married, which kind of is probably funny. I didn't see the episode, so keep that in mind. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But I feel like after hearing my prediction that King of the Road was going to get gayer and gayer and gayer, and then this year two men got married, I feel like, number one, you cannot deny my psychic ability. I feel like, number two, if you were a gay person, how would you feel about this? Would you be annoyed that they're actually trying to out-gay themselves? Would you feel like, it's just a joke? Or would you do the weird, like, I'm kind of offended that these guys are sort of, like, taking advantage of, like, oh, gay is always funny. Which, I guess, you know what? In their defense, most gay jokes are fucking funny. I think all gay shit is funny until you start, like, chugging a beer into your butthole, which they've done before. And then this guy shits on himself. And then you have to, like, drink your homie's pee. And then now they're getting married. Not that drinking your homie's pee is gay, but they're just inching towards, like, being literally gay. And then I say that, and then it becomes two men get married, which I feel like, other than actual sexually doing gay shit, the next gayest thing you can do is get married to a man. Not that there's anything wrong with being gay. I'm not saying that. But I feel like this is just a weird, okay, what are we going to do this year to hype up attention? What are we going to do? What can we do this year? You know what? Last year they didn't like all the asshole fucking penetration. So what can we do this year that's still going to be considered gay but doesn't involve assholes or dicks? And they go, oh, I've got it. I've got the perfect idea. We can have two men getting married. That's what gay men would do. They would get married. So that way we can take out all the sexual shit, so we're YouTube safe, but we can also keep it right on the old line, right on the tightrope of being gay. And I don't know if I understand it. I don't know. Then again, I haven't seen the episode, so maybe it was done really tasteful. Maybe it was hilarious. I probably shouldn't be talking about this if I haven't seen it, but let me know in a comment below if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're watching now, let me know in the chat. If you guys watched that episode, was it funny? Did they edit it really good? Did it make you giggle? Did it make you just like, what the fuck is going on? Do you feel like these guys are trying too hard? I don't know. Traveling around in a van with a bunch of dudes for weeks. Irie says, I'm so psychic, I should be reading people's palms. I know. I already know. I like the idea of, like, the skateboarding scavenger hunts, and I like the way they do it, where they give bonus points for tricks and shit. That's, like, really cool. And then they add, like, little weird things. Like, I wouldn't mind, like, oh, shit, whoever's the best bowler, whoever gets the highest score bowling gets an extra 50 points. Something weird like that. But instead of adding, like, bowling, it becomes, let's spit on your friend's asshole and shove your finger in his butthole, and then make your team manager smell it. Ha 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 ha, 20 points. I don't think that's just funny. I think it's weird. I think you can have shock value without always going the route of pissing, shitting, or gay jokes. I think you can still be shocking. I think that's still a possible thing. You know what's shocking is you have some of the greatest skateboarders on earth, and you're spending more time, having dudes get married than you are jumping on handrails. Obviously, that was an exaggeration, but you have all this time and all this talent, and it's going to be spent. It's going to be spent just emulating Jackass. Exactly. As Burnham said, it's kind of like Jackass, which, then again, I guess if they're going for YouTube viewers or maybe even Vice viewers, you sort of have to appeal to the lowest common denominator, which is why you have channels like, who is that guy? Paul, I based Stevie Brogan off of him. Logan Paul. You have Logan Paul, you have Rice Gum acting weird. They just run around like, oh, I have a fish. I'm running around with a fish. Look at this fish. I have a fish. I'm throwing the fish. The fish landed. Ha ha. I'm running away from the fish. And people just eat that shit up. Maybe you can't really blame Thrasher for going with a recipe that works on YouTube. Just make a bunch of really dumb shit that has no point, has no real humor, just something that sort of has this weird, like, shock value. And then all the 9-year-olds, who are actually the biggest demographic on YouTube, all the 9-year-olds eat that shit up. So maybe you can't really blame Thrasher for the route they're going. But I don't know. When I think of Thrasher, I also think of, like, old school. Thrasher's been around for long enough that I feel like they don't need to do the whole, like, oh, look at me, I'm peeing. Ha ha ha, look at me, I'm drinking a beer, and I just threw it at my friend. Oh, it hit his face. Now he's mad. He's chasing me. Oh, but I got a taser. I tased him. Ha 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 ha. I feel like they've been around long enough that they could avoid that shit with just the rawness alone of the format. But I don't know. What do I know? Not much. I don't fucking know anything. Speaking of skateboarding, have you guys seen the part where that guy backtailed El Toro? I'm going to give you guys my thoughts, and if somebody in the chat could please mention his name, because I already forgot his name. He backtailed El Toro, and he did it really, really, really good. He backtailed it and popped out like probably the best it could have ever possibly been done. And he came out regular, which if I was going to see somebody backtail El Toro, I don't know why, I would just assume they would come out fakey. I don't know why I would assume that. That's kind of a dumb assumption. I guess that would be even scarier because you'd be super blindside on the way out. Adrian Ballard. He also did backtail shove it down Hollywood 16, which in my opinion is gnarlier because you're going to shove it out. Has anyone ever done a shove out of anything on Hollywood 16? If anyone knows the answer to that, let me know in a comment or let me know in the live chat right now. I feel like there's so much impact on that rail and that spot specifically because, number one, you're going fast. Number two, the rail looks tall. And number three, it's just a lot of fucking impact. You're going fast, it's tall, and you're slamming. I've seen people land 50-50 and they slam super fucking hard because, you know, their wheels lock up in the ground and they just tumble head over heels. But it's nuts. And I was watching the part. I would definitely suggest you guys watch the part. Again, the name is Adrian Ballard. There was a lot of areas in that skate part where I was like, okay, this guy's definitely not going to be that good. Because usually when you see somebody do a huge backtail down El Toro, you would think it would be Nyjah. You would think it would be a guy that specializes in big rails. This guy, at least when I watched it, maybe I have to watch it again, he didn't appear to be a guy that specialized in only big rails. He did a little bit of everything, and he didn't look like he had a huge amount of board control in the way that you would look at Nyjah or Shane or Chaz Ortiz or any big rail guy. A lot of them just seem to have the board attached to their feet. And this guy did not seem to have the board attached to his feet, but he still managed to arguably do one of the gnarliest tricks ever down one of the most iconic skate spots ever in El Toro. Also backtail shove. I can't think of anything gnarlier other than maybe someone could front blunt shove, but it's crazy to me. Speaking of Hollywood, did you guys see the guy that did the fakey 180 to backsmith? Also fucking nuts. I want to ask you guys, how does the gnarliness of skateboarding make you feel? Because there's two options, right? In one hand, you see these crazy tricks being done down humongous handrails, and you say, holy shit, that was insane. Oh, man, that got me hyped. I want to go skate now. I want to learn that trick on a flat bar. I want to do something like that. This makes me want to skate. This guy just put his life on the fucking line, and I just need to go outside. I need to get outside, and I need to get moving. But the other hand is what the O's Master just said in the chat. It can demotivate you because you think to yourself, this guy just did fakey 180 to backsmith down a rail that I would be scared to board slide. I'd be scared to even ollie down the stairs. Everything about the rail is scary. And this guy did a trick that I very likely am not even able to do on a parking block. So you say to yourself, well, if I ever had any dreams, like even if you're a 16-year-old, even if you have a healthy body and everything, if you ever had dreams of being good on a skateboard, you look at these skateboarders and they're on such an insanely higher level than is even like perceivable that why even bother? Why even bother trying? Dude, just go pick up the scooter. There's still like tricks to be invented on the scooter. But when you have motherfuckers doing shit like that, down 16 stairs, down 20 stairs, and you're just barely learning, I don't know, varial heel flip or something, it's got to be so demotivating, at least from a competitive standpoint. Like if you started skateboarding and you saw how gnarly it was and you said to yourself, I want to be a pro. I want to be that good. And then you see some shit like that, it can definitely sway your opinion. You could say, I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to do all that. VL Scoot says he thinks it's sick. What demotivates him is fashion skaters getting big on Instagram. I think I disagree, VL Scoot. I think the weird guys getting popular motivates me only because now I know it doesn't take talent to become successful. Now, a lot of people might take that the wrong way. Please don't take me out of context. But when I see some kid who can only no comply, and then he does like a funny dance, and that's it, or maybe he plays like a song in slow-mo and it's chopped and screwed, and it catches on, and the Explore fucking tab blows that fucking skateboarder up, I think to myself, well, if that fucking guy can do it, then there's no reason I can't randomly hit the lottery too. So it's motivating for me. I guess a lot of people would say, well, now it's time for me to fucking dress weird and act weird and do weird tricks and stop trying to actually be good at skateboarding. But for me, I still look at those guys getting really popular as luck. And maybe that's where I'm wrong. Maybe it's not luck when these fashion guys get popular. But what's going to keep me going and what's going to keep me motivated is I'm going to keep telling myself that when these guys just dress weird and they do basic skateboard tricks and they do them in slow-mo and they add weird zoom-ins and they have water bottles and fanny packs and they do this on screen with their two little fingers up and they act weird and shit and everyone looks kind of awkward, but they're not awkward enough to stay off Instagram, but they all look like they'd be weird to talk to. If they can make it, then I feel like I can make it, right? This guy's going to dress like a middle-aged dad who's going fishing, but he's going to wear bright orange shoes, and he's going to do a bottle flip in the middle of his grind, and then he's going to do a little dance afterwards, and he's going to wear a weird fucking hat, and he became successful. Someone's going to pay him $500 a month to advertise their health food company or something. Then yeah, if that guy can fucking make it, then I still have faith that my career can be revitalized. Because you're talking to a guy, goddammit, what? Who learns a new goddamn trick every week. What? Who does a 45-minute long podcast every week live. What? Who does Ninja Review for over 100 weeks in a row. He's never missed a single episode. What? You're talking to a guy who skates the most fucked up, detarded, terrible, fall in the park mini ramp, what, in the planet. And he still, what, manages to learn a new trick every single goddamn week, what? So if you're telling me these pansy boys with camo pants can still be successful online, what, then I think I still got a chance. Give me a hell yeah if you agree, what? That's what I think. Let me see those hell yes. Let me know. Hell yeah, brother. God damn it. Oh, and Sharky Genie. And I'm the best at Mario 64. What? And I'm coming for the Super Mario World Kaizo Hack Championship. What? You guys going to see me at S? What? GDQ? What? W? GDQ? What? A? GDQ? What? Plain GDQ? What? PDQ? What? PewDiePie? What? I'm gonna take over the goddamn world. What? Because my name is Ninja Lifestyle, and that's the bottom line. The O's Master with a great question. Do I ever wish that I would have kept skating as hard as I used to? What kept me from skating really, really hard back in the day was school and work. I remember having a very brief conversation saying, hey, listen, I want to take a year off. I was 18. I want to take a year off of school because my grandparents really wanted me to go to college. And I was down. All I wanted to do was have 1 year to just fucking shred every day and see how it went. And I ended up losing that argument. Even though I was 18, I didn't have really the means to live on my own at that time. You know, now I'm fine. It's all good several years later. But at that time, I didn't necessarily have the means or the life experience to just move out to California by myself. Couldn't do it. Didn't have the connections. Didn't have the know-how. So I lost that argument. And directly after I graduated high school, I went straight to fucking summer classes at UNLV. Which, by the way, guys, I graduated from UNLV 2000 whatever year it was. The Bachelor of Science. A lot of people don't know I went to college, but I did. Went to a state college, pretty popular one. Guy Fieri went to UNLV. If you didn't know that, The greatest cook ever. Welcome to Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, goddammit. I'll be your host, Stone Cold Steve-O. I didn't get that chance to spend a lot of time skateboarding. So I went through these periods of skating a lot, skating a little, skating a lot, skating a little, skating a lot, skating a little. Not only that, it's really hard. I always say because of the weather. It's really hard in Las Vegas to skateboard year-round, because if you live in a cold place that's actually a big city, let's use Cincinnati as an example because I've been there several times. Let's say in Cincinnati it gets so cold that you can't skate. Yes, agreed. But there's a handful of indoor skate parks that you can still skate. In Las Vegas, it gets so hot that you can't skate. There's no indoor skate parks that you can get out of the heat. And you could say, well, just skate at night. Not really a viable option, especially for street skating. And also at night, it's still really fucking hot. So it's really hard here to be like a career skateboarder compared to being in California near the beach. A lot of the greatest skateboarders from Las Vegas that got really popular, Ragdoll back in the day, Kenny Anderson, Braden, Sisfransky, all those guys as they were getting big, Muska, all those guys as they were getting big, stopped living here because it's very hard to make it work out here. Who else? Matt Ball, Sean Eaton, Sammy Baca. I don't think he leaves too often. A lot of, fairly big names came out of Las Vegas, but they didn't continue to live here. Very few people have made a career out of living in Las Vegas, which is why I give super big props to all the Arizona pros and all the Arizona skateboarders who have made a career out of skateboarding without having to leave Arizona, because Arizona is equally brutal, if not more brutal than Las Vegas. So super big props to those guys. Anyways, back to the original question. School slowed me down quite a bit. I sometimes do wonder how good I could have gotten, because if you guys watch my series Ninja Oldies, you can see that I was really, really getting good. And you watch that footage today, and it doesn't necessarily translate anymore. But if you look at footage of me in whatever year it was, 2005, I'm skating 13 stair handrails. I did nollie back heel down a fucking 9 stair. I'm winning every contest that I enter. I can fucking do manuals. I can skate switch. I'm winning a lot of the S games to skate. I'm coming top 3 in every S game to skate. I was really the total package. I could skate tranny. I could skate pools back then. And today, obviously I don't have even a fraction of the skills I had back then. Although I am still learning tricks every week. But it does make me wonder, what if I would have been a little bit smarter? What if I would have invested in getting a VX back then, because that was the hot shit, filming all my tricks on VX, submitting to 411, and going from there. But when I was in that position, I didn't know what the options were. I didn't know what the route would be to becoming known. All I knew was I wanted to travel, check out California, all the popular, famous spots. That was what really motivated me as a kid. All I want to do is go skate these fucking spots. There's a spot, I think it's, correct me if I'm wrong, Santa Monica High, with, it's like the 5 stair. You jump down the 5 stair, and then there's like an 8 or a 9 stair, and then you do a trick down that. Bastion did something down it. I think he did nollie heel and then kickflip back tail. And there's been a million great tricks that have been done down these 2 stair sets. And I always wanted to skate that because I felt like I was in such a position where if I'm really motivated to land a trick, there was no fucking rail I'd ever be scared of. Maybe Hollywood. But I used to look at El Toro and be like, dude, I could easily do that. Nowadays, I overcompensate a lot. Whenever I say to myself, I'm going to try to learn back 50-50 backside flip. That'll be fucking easy, dude. I'll land that shit inside of 10 minutes. And then I battle for it for 2 hours. That's not how I was back then. If I said I could do it, it meant I could fucking do it, and I was going to do it inside of, not a lot of tries. So I wonder about that sometimes. But it didn't happen, so there's really no fucking point to think about it or talk about it or anything. It didn't fucking happen. Didn't work out. So, my life turned out the way it did, and I'm not upset. Had I done the skateboarding full-time, hardcore thing, maybe I would have never discovered how much fun it is to make a YouTube channel and make YouTube videos. And arguably, I'd meet a lot of people out there skateboarding, here and there. I meet them once, never see them again. When it comes to the internet crowd, I meet you guys once, and if we get along, or if you guys like me, you stick around. So we have like this friend group that continues to grow, and even though the majority of you guys I've never actually met, I think it's kind of rewarding to have made, you know, some 2-year friends, 5-year friends, 10-year friends throughout YouTube and even on Twitch. We've had people that have been following on Twitch even since the beginning. So at least I can look at that and say, well, I got something rewarding out of not quitting completely. But I guess in the back of my mind, I still sometimes wonder what could have been. So, next topic. CNN wrote an article on skateboarding. Yeah, I fucking swear to God, guys. Let me bring up the page. It's called How Photographers Have Captured Skateboarding Through Generations. Okay. There's a bunch of guys sitting around doing nothing. This looks like it's a long time ago because we have some short shorts and some headbands. When skateboarding first captured the media's attention in the mid-60s, journalists reported on it with a mixture of feverish excitement and nervous hysteria. Okay, I already know there's going to be a lot of exaggeration here. So this is going to be fun. Ninja's getting emotional. I was not getting emotional. I was just trying to... we finally got a really good topic, and I was trying to stretch that topic as long as I could because we are at the 41-minute mark, and we're trying to get this podcast to last 45 minutes. God damn it, bitch. In its May 1965 issue, Life magazine condemned skateboarding as a menace to limb and even life and cautioned readers about riders who take the paths made for peaceful strollers. Too much moxie, the story reads, breeds mayhem in the streets. This commentary ran alongside photos of skaters from national champion Patty McGee to cheeky college boys and even a duo of priests as they navigated what was described as a slippery banana. I think Doug Desautel actually knows Patty McGee, or he's met her. Unless that's a guy, then I sound stupid. I think Patty McGee's a chick, though. Oh, look at this guy jumping through the air. Lucien Hendricks, 1985. I wasn't even born yet. This pearl-clutching portrayal has all but disappeared now that skate culture has, in many ways, merged with pop culture. Oh, absolutely. Justin Bieber, Lil Wayne, Kendrick, Hobson, fucking Kick Push. But the best photos of the scene remain intrinsically journalistic. Who is that? I don't know who that is. Somebody's eating shit, though. His head is... He lost his head. So I think skateboarding is becoming more accepted. It's always been accepted. Ever since you guys have been born, skateboarding has been accepted. Photographers who shoot... Well, a lot of you guys are old, so maybe not a lot of you guys. Anyways. Photographers who shoot skateboarding are usually fully immersed in the scene, producing material from and shared imagery within an engaged audience of skaters. Since the scene's early days when California surfers started carving up paved banks and empty backyard pools, cameras would be passed around at sessions. As skaters began establishing their own magazines, like the now defunct Skateboarder and Rad. Read and Destroy? Read and Destroy sounds like an after-school skate program. Like you have to read a book and then you're allowed to skate. Read and Destroy. Oh, Jesus Christ. Rad. Photography became integral to circulating information about new tricks and styles, as well as connecting different skate scenes internationally. That is true. These photos helped tell the stories of a subculture on the rise, exploring themes of community, urbanism, identity, and self-representation. Okay, that's interesting because back then it used to be about identity and self-representation. Now it's about looking like literally everyone else. Timing is everything in skateboarding, true. And also photography, definitely true. Dude, timing in photography as far as skate photography has got to be the most important thing. More so even than lighting, more so even than catching the bottom of the skateboard, catching a good angle of the arms. Timing trumps all, in my opinion. Capturing a key moment, often in intense, dangerous situations, is inherently creative, not true, leading to beautiful mistakes, artistic manipulations, and experimentation. Definitely true. filming as well as photography is a lot of experimenting. Gonzo used to look at tricks, for example, back lip on a handrail. The majority of people, when they film back lip on a handrail, if they're going to film with a lens, they will film it backside so you can catch the bottom of the board. You can also get this weird hip motion of the skateboard. If you film it from the other side, although you do get the front side of the skateboard when they land, you don't get the tilt of the board. So Gonzo would look at things like that and say, you know what? No, I'm going to film this trick my way. Hence experimentation. It's a little wonder that the skate scene has borne its fair share of crossover artists. Hold on 1 second, guys. My dog is going fucking crazy. Shut the fuck up! You need only consider the work of Academy Award-winning filmmaker Spike Jonze, who got his start photographing skateboarders and BMX riders as a teen in 80s Maryland. In 80s Maryland. Read or die. I know. I need to read or die. Holy shit. Similarly, Glenn E. Friedman, after shooting the LA skate team Z-Boys, he shot them. Oh, man, I hope they're okay. Hopefully it wasn't an officer involved shooting. I'll be here all night, guys. Oh, he turned to music, photographing radical musicians like Black Flag and Suicidal Tendencies, as well as early hip-hop greats like Public Enemy and Run DMC. I didn't know any of that. His photos can now be found in the permanent collections of the Metropolitan Museum of Art at the National Museum of American History and the Smithsonian Institute, among others. These crossover success stories in some ways mimic skateboarding's journey from public menace to mainstream pastime. In 2020, skateboarding will achieve a new milestone when it debuts at the Tokyo Olympics. I cannot fucking wait to see how they do that. By the way, if they're recruiting judges, please, if there's any type of online thing that says, who would you like to be a judge, vote for me. I need to be a judge, and if not a judge, I certainly deserve to be a commentator. Fucking put it out there. Put it on Twitter, put it on the barracks, put it on Slap, put it everywhere. I would be the greatest skateboard commentator and or judge ever. With further commercialization and mainstream exposure approaching, the archives left behind by these photographers and others like them, including Tobin Yellen, C.R. Strill, Tony, will serve as important subcultural histories that saw a I can't read these words, dude. I can't read and destroy. Burgeoning? What the fuck is burgeoning? Like a burglar? Like I'm burgeoning? What the fuck does burgeoning mean? Skip the paragraph. I pass. That was the end of it. Well, great article. We ended on fucking burgeoning. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. It's either one or the other. I read the Las Vegas news and I get fucking sentences where no one can type them. Then I read CNN and I get fucking burgeoning. Oh my God. Well, good. Good for me. Jay Cowsley says, as a judge, I would be amazing. I fucking know. I think I'd be better as a commentator. A lot of you guys say, well, you're going to be cursing too much. You say fuck too much and shit and all kinds of other bad words. Meow. Guess what, guys? I've done public appearances before, back when I was a little more popular on the tube. I can turn professional real quick. I can make entertaining commentary without using the F word or the G word, gay, or other word. I can do it. I can pull it off. Anyways, we've actually run slightly over time today, so I want to personally thank everyone who is watching live here on Friday, twitch.tv/Ninja Lifestyle, typically around 4 p.m. Pacific time. Always, if you get the chance, come watch live, because for this episode, I actually had to stop the episode a couple times because the dog was going crazy, and hilarity ensued because people in the chat made fun of me, and we all had a gay old happy time, didn't we? Ha ha ha. Ho ho ho. You can only experience that if you watch live. If you don't have the opportunity to watch live, then please watch this on YouTube. It comes out on Sunday early morning. It also comes out on iTunes. If you don't have iTunes, you can also go to Podbean. Just type in Ninja Lifestyle Podcast or Stop Crying Poser in Google, and you will find a way to listen. We upload 5 videos a week on Ninja Lifestyle. So if you're not watching all 5, you definitely should. Let you guys know what is in the future. What day is today? Is it Friday? Tomorrow is Ninja Review, which is fucking hilarious. I turned off both fucking things and screamed a lot. It was great. I got very fucking angry, which is why you guys, I feel like that's the main reason people like to watch Ninja Review. Every once in a while I get through an episode and I praise everybody, but I feel like the episodes that do really well are the ones where I lose my fucking mind. So there's that. On Monday I learned kickflip blunt stall 180, and on Tuesday I have no fucking idea what video is gonna go. But we might also be streaming live later today because me and Schwugs are going to play a game of bowling. How would you say that? We're going to play a game of bowling? We're going to play several bowling games? We're going to bowl, and we're going to burgen the hell out of those pins, goddammit. Those pins are going to be burgening the fuck out of themselves. So, again, I appreciate all of you guys for being here. If you're watching live, stick around for the post-show, and I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful week, a wonderful day at work if you're listening to this at work, and if you're watching this on YouTube and you watched all the way to the end, leave this comment, burgening, chicken pot, pie burgening. All right, let's go ahead and play that intro now. Yeah, dude, I tried to watch King of the Road, and these two dudes kept burgening each other's backside tail areas, you know what I'm saying? It got pretty burgenal.